Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. The title of this video may not be immediately clear in what the content is going to be about. Basically, I was thinking the other day, I was talking to an old-time expat over here, an old Asia hand, been out here multi-decades, over 40 years, this guy. And we were kind of joking around and we came up with this notion of an age in Asia. And what this means is, for example, I'm 41 years old, but I've been in Asia for 15 years. Actually, 15 and a half years if you're counting time I spent in Korea before I came to Thailand. So Thailand, 15 years, Korea, all of Asia, 15 and a half years, whatever. We were kind of joking around because it is kind of an odd phenomenon where older guys, mostly men, because that's who I deal with, who retire here primarily, these older folks, they're older than me. They have a lot more life experience than me. And then I end up being the person that's advising them or telling them that's not such a good idea or maybe that's not what you want to be doing. And it's a very weird place to be. And I was talking about this with my friend, and he said, well, your age in Asia is a lot older than these people. Like, you're not the same. You're not, just because they're 65 and you're 41, yeah, don't disrespect them or anything, but they don't have the time in Asia that you do, that, you have more experience here and you've got some insight that they don't have. And incidentally, so that's probably why they're hiring you if it's in a professional context. But understand that that's just a phenomenon that goes along with being a long-term expat, that you're going to end up in these weird positions where you're like an older person in many ways compared to someone who's physically older than you because they haven't lived here as long. And I thought there was some validity to that. I thought that, hey, this notion of, yeah, I may be 41 years old, but and then we're kind of trying to come up with a metric, like how old is your age in Asia? So if you double whatever your time in is. So he said, well, you're 15 years in, so you're 30 in Asia. And actually, I thought that was pretty spot on. It's, looking back on how I thought about the world and things at 30 and how I think about the world and things just in terms of Asia, I am kind of like a 30-year-old in many ways. And he'd been here 40-odd years, and I said, well, you're like 80-something years old. And he said, well, that isn't too far off, and it wasn't in his particular case, not too far off. But on the other side of that metric, though, is, okay, you've been here a year, and I'm not denigrating anybody. I've met plenty of people who are, quote unquote, fresh off the boat, who have really interesting insights into how Thailand works. I'm not saying that necessarily, but for the kind of know-it-all class out there, if you will, especially on the internet, seems to be out there in the trolling community, I often am curious, when I hear somebody or something that says, oh, well, this works this way, and I'll happen to know that maybe it doesn't work that way at all, or there's a totally different reason for why it operates the way that so-and-so is saying it operates. And then I'll dig a little deeper and I'll find out, I'll be like, well, how long have you been here? Well, I've been here 18 months. So in our age in Asia metric that my friend and I came up with, that would make you a 3-year-old, and you're kind of talking like a 3-year-old about something you don't really quite understand. Again, this is not meant to be a pejorative thing. What it was useful to me in my thinking was when I look at someone and talk to someone and find out how long they've been here, this age in Asia metric, I felt was somewhat useful to understand exactly, okay, this is sort of the level of insight I should expect from this person based upon their time being out here.